Hi, I'm just trying to illustrate that you don't have to throw away your stapler if it comes apart, as long as you have all the working pieces. So this is a generic, no name stapler. All it says is made in China, but my 5-year-old managed to disassemble it, and there were at least 2 or 3 pieces just hanging all out of it, and I had no idea whether or not it was still good to use. But I did find out that you can put it back together, you know, with a little bit of effort. So first I'll try to disassemble this. To do that, you open up the stapler, which is, I mean, ordinarily you should just be able to open the stapler the same way you would do to insert the pins. And what was hanging out were some pieces from up here. So I'm gonna take them out and reassemble them again. Um, you can pull that apart. That comes apart anyway. Anytime, like when you want to staple something flush. So that's all I've done here. Now to actually disassemble it and show the pieces that were hanging out, there's a little metal plate in here, and I'm gonna try and disassemble that. It's a little tricky now that I do want to disassemble it, but it can come out. I'm gonna do that now. So there, and this is what was out of the stapler. This bigger spring, which is different from the staple spring, that was still intact. She hadn't taken that apart. And then there's also this small metal plate that was hanging out. I had no clue where that came from. It's just like this. Let me see. There we go. Alright, so it was these 2 pieces and a non-working stapler. Now to put it all back together, um, what you're trying to do, or what you have to try to do based on the type of stapler you have, is to put this piece, and that should slide back in here like this. So let me show that again. This piece, this is the regular portion. This metal piece, can you even see it? Should slide into here like that. Okay. Oh, like that. Okay, but it doesn't just slide in. It's supposed to hang on to a small knob right on here. Okay, can you see it? There's this tiny knob. It's hard to see, but it's a little, there you go. This small knob. That has to hook on to this piece too. So like that. See it? Okay, so when it's like that, then it slides into, oops. Yep, with springs it's going to be hard to illustrate, but that should now slide down into the second part. It takes some dexterity, of course, but you can do it. And there we go, sliding down in. And that's the way it ought to assemble, just like that. And then this should go back into the head. But there's a tricky way to put this back into the head so that it doesn't come apart. And the easier way to do it is to take it apart again and take out this piece. Now you're going to try and put this piece into the head because it's easier to do that way. And what you do is slide it underneath the 2 knobs. I don't know if this shows you clearly enough. And there you go. It's so simple. You know that you're doing it the right way because you shouldn't have to even force anything. It just slides in there. So, you know, this piece, my fingers are too fat. but I'm trying to show you that it should just slide underneath and then hang down. So you slide it in like that from top to the bottom, and then it should just hang. If it's aligned properly, it will just drop down. Let's see. Yeah, so do you see that? It's very simple. If you find it difficult to put it in, then it means you're doing it the wrong way. And it should fall freely. So once you have that in there, now's the trickiest part, which is to um, put that metal piece where it belongs. So we know that this knob has to slide through that metal piece, and the metal piece has to go in. Oops, I forgot. The spring, this bigger spring, needs to also be inserted at this point. And you'll know where to insert it because the size of the smaller end fits right over another knob on this portion. I don't know if you can see that. I'm trying to move all my fingers. And the tricky part is to hold that in place while you push it down. So that's what I'm doing now. And there. Did I get it? No, it's not there. You have to put your index finger somewhere in there so that you keep the two pieces apart. Put your index finger in there or something to hold it apart while you do the final assembly, because it's a little tricky if you don't do that. That's the, it's back to where it should be. Did that help at all? If not, post a better video of how to assemble a generic stapler, but this works now. I don't have any pins in there. I could go find some pins somewhere, but I don't want to waste any more of your time, but trust that it works. Thank you.